Hello and welcome to the online English classes. So, today we'll be doing chapter 1 from your Vistas book, that is The Third Level by Jack Finney. So, before we step into the chapter, let's discuss some facts about the author. So, children, Jack Finney was an American author. He is best known for his science fiction and thrillers, including The Body Snatchers and Time and Again. So, this is a small text that has been extracted from his story. That is, so here in this story, he narrates a story of a protagonist named Charlie, where he wishes to just depict. He is a symbol of a modern day office goer who is a common man of an office goer, and what happens is he just has some illusions in his mind about a place, visiting a place which he hasn't even which doesn't even exist. So this brings it is a conclusion of making peace. He comes across people who are just wanting to come into peace with the modern harsh realities of war, of tensions, of harsh realities every young man or woman is facing in his time. So he depicts that how they escape, uh, and this lesson continues, and then he just comes across people and what he does, and all this is discussed in the chapter that is third level. The chapter goes like this. The president of New York Central and the New York New Haven and Hartford railroads will swear on the stack of timetables that there are only two. So the author he begins by saying here he mentions the third level, whereas in reality the central Grand Central Station has only two levels. Okay, the undergoing two levels are there only, but the narrator here in he is a protagonist. What he does is he just claims that no, there are three levels. He has visited third level as well. So it is that he knows that it doesn't exist, that there is some psychic problem with the with himself, that he believes that there are three, rather there are in reality he himself knows that there are only two levels. Now he says that, but I say there are three because I have been on the third level of the Grand Central Station, yet I have taken the obvious step. I talked to a psychiatrist friend of mine among others. So he believes in himself that yes, there are two levels, but still I just claim that I have visited the third. And yes, the readers might feel weird about him, and he just confides that yes, I have taken the natural step that was meant to be taken after my all these feelings, that I need to meet a psychiatrist. So he has gone to a psychiatrist for some treatment. Why he is having such kind of illusions? I told him about the third level at Grand Central Station, and he said it was a waking dream fulfillment, wish fulfillment. So waking dream means while you are awake, yet you are just escaping out of the reality. Yes, you are dreaming, daydreaming kind of word. It here means hallucinating, seeing something that is not even existent. He said I was unhappy, that that made my wife kind of mad, but he explained that he meant the modern world is full of insecurity, fear, war, worry, and all rest of it, and that I just want to escape. Well, who doesn't? So even the psychiatrist, he believes in the author. The name of the protagonist here who is narrating the story is Charlie. He is almost 31 years old, which we will be coming to know in the coming paras of the story. But here what he does is, even the psychiatrist, he believes in him. Yes, that the reality is that today's world is full of insecurity, war going everywhere, harsh realities every young man and woman is facing. So well, they need to they just calm themselves down by escaping into out of the reality. They just move out, they just escape into hallucinations and seeing illusions basically. So everybody I know wants to escape, but they wander down into any third level at Grand Station, Central Station. So he himself, the narrator, that is Charlie, he himself believes that I know that if many young men and women are like me and they are hallucinating, but that doesn't mean that they start assuming that there is a third level which is non-existent. So himself he is not justifying his own illusion. Then, further, Charlie narrates the story by saying, "But that's the reason," he said, "and my all friends agreed." Now, what does he wishes to say is that Charlie, he's believing in the possibility that he has been experienced all this to already explain that he wishes to escape the harsh realities of life that he is facing, or that every man and woman, young man and woman is facing. So even his friends agree to this kind of situation as well. My stamp collecting, for example, that's a temporary refuge from reality. Now what is his basic escape for from this harsh realities? He indulges himself into stamp collecting. So this is kind of taking refuge, taking a refuge from the harsh realities, taking shelter from the taking escape. Shelter here means refuge means shelter, and shelter here means escape from the reality that he's unable to bear. He's not able to bear that harsh realities. Well, maybe, but my grandfather didn't even need any refuge from reality. Things were pretty nice and peaceful in his day. Now he just imagines, and he just um, he kind of just wants to he kinds of wonders that even his father used to collect stamps. He also had that hobby of collecting stamps, just to indulge himself in a better hobby, rather than worrying, rather than just doing things around. But he now feels, he wonders that was his time that worse that we are facing in these days. So he believes that his grandfather's time were much better, much bearable, much calm and peaceful days in which his grandfather probably lived. So he says, "From all I hear," and he started my collection. So he was the one who promoted this hobby of mine. He just indulged me into this hobby of collecting stamps. It is a nice collection too. Blocks of four, practically even VB issue first day covers and so on. President Roosevelt collected stamps too, you know. Now he supports his idea by saying that his grandfather also had the habit of collecting stamps, and he was the one who promoting all that in him. But he believes that his grandfather was not the one who was insecure. Okay, the collection moreover as was amazing, with the blocks of four of practically every US issue. So every youngster at that time used to had the habit of collecting four blocks of stamps. And even the president, to justify his hobby, that it was correct and it was a better way of indulging into good habit, was that he claims that even President Roosevelt at that time had the habit of collecting stamps. Then Charlie narrates his story further by saying, "Anyway, here's what happened at Grand Central." Now he is explaining what actually happened to him. Was one night last summer, I worked late at my office. I was in a hurry to get uptown to my apartment, so I decided to take the subway from Grand Central because it was faster than a bus. So where did all this illusion started was that he explains that day he chose to take the subway. Okay, they he selected that I should take a subway thing, that to his apartment instead of usual. Every day he used to travel by bus, but that particular day he wanted to travel by subway. So after a late night shift, and then he did this in order to save time. Then he says, no, now I don't know why this should have happened to me. I am just an ordinary guy named Charlie, 31 years old, and I was wearing a tan gabardine suit and straw hat with a fancy band. So here he explains. So now Charlie wonders why this happened to me, because I am just an ordinary simple boy, man, and I am just 31 years old. And then he just gives his physical appearance, what actually he is wearing and all that. That he wore a tan gabardine suit and a straw hat with fancy band. So he was just an ordinary person with ordinary dressing. It was so ordinary that he could not see any other familiar men at the station. He was a very decent or very simple dressed man, an usual office goer. So what he explains now is how he was in a normal state of mind, not waiting to escape from anywhere. Okay, basically he was just concentrating on his normal lifestyle. Now what he wants is, I passed a dozen of men who looked just like me, and I wasn't trying to escape from anything. I just wanted to get home to Lucia, my wife. So he has nothing. He was just a common man. He was wearing the normal dress like other men, and he just doesn't understand why all that happened to him. He is just very annoyed why all these kind of things started with him, these psychic problems with him. Then he further narrates is, I turned into Grand Central from Vanderbilt Avenue and went down the steps to the first level, where you take trains like the 20th century. Then I walked down another flight to the second level. When the suburban trains leave for ducked into an arched doorway heading from the subway and got lost. Now here children, Charlie, he just narrates part of incident where we started that late night. He wished to travel from the, he took an easier medium and a faster medium to reach his home to his wife Lucia. And what he does is, now he has entered the Grand Station from Vanderbilt Avenue. Okay, this is the name where he entered, and he took to the stairs. Now he just selected the stairs. Okay, then avenue, and what he does is, first level where one boarded trains like 20th century. Okay, now he assumed that the first floor, that it denoted the 20th century. Then he went down another floor to reach the second level from the suburban trains leave. Next level he went, where the suburban means small town cities and all that. One could reach the village or the still developing parts of the city. And then what happened is, then he says is that leave from ducked into means bent down to get in. So now what he is doing is he arced and he just bent down a little to the doorway to head to the subway, and then he got lost. That's easy to do. I have been in and out of Grand Central hundred of times, but I have been always bumping into new doorways and stairs and corridors. So by this he wants to say is that it is nothing usual that he has come to the Grand Central. He's been traveling, he's been taking trains from the Grand Central station so many times, thousand of times he has traveled. But every time he came, he just bumped or he just crashed into something new. Every time he comes, there are new corridors, there are new doorways. So what happens is, I got into a tunnel about a mile long and came out in a lobby of the Roosevelt Hotel. So here he narrates the one incident is that once he entered the wrong lobby. Okay, he has gone into a wrong lobby, and which just came where he just reached the Roosevelt Hotel. And another time, what happens is, I came up in an office on 46th Street, 3 blocks away. So next time he just reaches another office building, that is 3 blocks means three buildings away. So this kind of incident keep happening to him, that he now then he narrates that sometime I think Grand Central is growing like a tree, pushing out new corridors and staircases like roots. Now what he believes is that every time he comes to the Grand Central, he finds new corridors, new doorways, and he just confused by all that. Okay, now he compares here Grand Central Station to trees that are where the roots are expanding at a very fast rate. Okay, they are just growing and growing and growing, and there is no stop. And every time he enters, he get confused which doorway, which corridor he needs to choose. So then he says is, there is probably a long tunnel that nobody knows about, feeling its way under the city right now, on its way to Times Square and maybe another to the Central Park. So he believes here is that it is not a big deal. They even have a secret tunnel under the city to Times Square. Okay, there is a tunnel that attaches, on one side it has Times Square and another it has Central Park, where the Central Station is attached to these two parts, and one can travel in that. And now then what he does is, and maybe because for so many people through the Grand Central had been an exit, a way of escape. Now here is where he is having illusions, or he is hallucinating, is that here he feels that because Grand Central is a place of exit for many, innumerable means thousands of people. Okay, innumerable means uncountable people, and he wants to escape the reality because of this reason. Okay, so here he wants to, basically what he wants to say is, he feels that it is because of Grand Central is a place of exit for innumerable people. He also managed to escape reality because of the same reason. So he believes that Grand Central is a symbol of escape, like thousands of people travel and they escape from, they just keep exiting from the station after traveling. And then here he believes is that he also wishes to escape the reality, the harshness of the life. So and then what he does is, then he says is, but I never told my psychiatrist friend about that idea. Now, although he had this feeling quite a long time ago, but he has never shared his feelings, his fears with his friend, that this kind of feelings, this kind of hallucinations he has been going through from few days, and he doesn't discusses it with his psychiatrist friend. That could be a help for him. So this was for today, children. Thank you.